Hawaii Raceway Park in Kapolei has served the state as the principal race facility of Hawaii for the past 42 years. Constructed in 1964 and located on 67 acres, the Raceway Park resides on leased land from Campbell Estate and has been operated since 1989 by Hawaii Motorsports Center. The Raceway Park has provided the safe place for structured and sanctioned road racing, drag racing, dirt track, stock car, and motocross activities. However, the fourth extension of this lease is scheduled to expire at the end of April 2006, and after that, Hawaii Raceway Park will be no more. A real possibility for building a new race facility on Oahu became evident with the closure of the Barbers Point Naval Air Station. An area of 137 acres directly adjacent to the Naval Air Landing Strips was recognized as an ideal location for such a racing facility. Hawaii Motorsports Center submitted requests to acquire the site under the base closure proceedings. Through the base closure proceedings, the state and city acknowledged a need to replace the existing motorsports facility at Campbell Industrial Park. As a result, the Base Closure Commission designated the parcel, known as Kalaeloa No. 9, for the new motorsports facility. The project use for this parcel was processed through a federal EIS. Additionally, the HCDA Kalaeloa Master Plan for Community Redevelopment designates Kalaeloa Parcel No. 9 for commercial recreation use. Title to this 137-acre parcel is held by the Department of Hawaiian Homelands. Hawaii Motorsports Center has entered into contract with Hawaiian Homelands to acquire the parcel. The next step in planning such a facility is the development of the project funding. Only very specialized investors who have a long-term understanding of racing facilities are interested in such ventures, which have the capacity to attract and accommodate the highest levels of national and worldwide racing. Design studies for the racing facility recognized that the acreage of Parcel 9 was large enough to accommodate a world-class racing facility and could attract these specialized investors and provide many economical and broader community support facilities. Such a first-class facility would then be an attractive venture for such specialized investors. However, virtually all new racing facilities around the world have been tied to government financing in one way or another, and legislative bills SB 1734 and HB 994 are the catalyst needed to generate the investor's incentive. Site development is planned in two phases. Phase 1 seeded with the tax incentive bill and Phase 2 privately funded. Phase 1 is planned to support the local market of motorsports participants and enthusiasts and law enforcement driver training programs. This will be accomplished through the construction of all required racing surfaces and support amenities. Upon completion, it will duplicate the existing operations at Hawaii Raceway Park with one major difference. The difference being updated infrastructure in compliance with current EPA regulations and updated safety and communication systems consistent with current industry standards and insurance underwriting requirements. More specifically, Phase 1 will include a single building designed to house the Racing Communication Center, driver training classrooms, and facility management offices. All racing surfaces will be constructed during this phase, including a road course, oval track, go-kart track, and drag strip, along with the necessary safety-related support systems and spectator amenities of parking, personal comfort, and food service. Additionally, Phase 1 will include an on-site medical facility to serve as the first responders' headquarters. Phase 2 construction will be privately funded and only begun after local operations are up and running at the Kalaeloa site. It is planned to include construction of 100,000 square feet of commercial space to support 240 new and relocated permanent jobs within the local motorsports and automotive aftermarket retail, wholesale, and service industries. More comprehensive racing facilities will be built to accommodate expanded national venues, which will attract 85,000 visitors to Hawaii with estimated spending of $132 million annually. As such, Bills SB 1734 and HB 994 are structured as tax incentive bills rather than tax credit bills. The tax credits are given only if the project generates new tax revenue and only to the extent of such new tax revenue. Why does such a tax incentive bill fit the designation for such a project? Well, as a first-class racing facility, major events can generate significant revenue to the airlines, hotels, car rentals, retailers, and restaurants, but not necessarily to the racetrack operators. In fact, racetrack owners will pay bigger portions of their ticket sales and snack bar sales to the bigger race promoters, just as movie theaters pay as much as 100% of the ticket sales for blockbuster movies. Because major race events will generate new revenue and taxes from these other indirect sources, a tax incentive designation is appropriate. In this light, it becomes important to realize that tax credits are garnered only from new tax income generated by the project and only to the extent of new tax income being generated and only for a limited period of time. So how can the state justify granting tax incentives for the project? There are two primary areas of justification: public safety and economic development. First, public safety. The new racetrack will give the local law enforcement and racing community a safe place for driver training and a location for the popular form of recreation, which will have a significant impact on the problems of street racing. Second, economic development and diversification. Racing is big business. This project will lead to more jobs and more paychecks. It also means economic diversification and broadening the base of tourism. The new revenue and taxes to be generated through high-performance part sales, machine shops, tires, fuel, sponsorships, and many other such expenditures. In conclusion, Hawaii Motorsports Center asks for your support to schedule hearing of the tax incentive bills SB 1734 and HB 994.